Hello, everybody. It's Joy from Pajama Crafter Stamps. I want to say a happy Friday. So, I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to jump on. But, I'm kind of happy to be here, which is maybe not always the case because I get really nervous when I go on lives. I never seem to know what to say. I never know, who's gonna come, if anybody's gonna come. So it's always such a blessing when you guys are here. But I do see that Judy is on here, so I want to say a big happy Friday to you, Judy. I hope that you enjoyed the new release. That's obviously what we're here to talk about today. So yes, let's get to it. So while we are waiting for people to jump on, I want to talk about a few things. First, I want to say I'm really sorry. Hi, Pam. I want to apologize that I haven't been around a lot lately. We had some family emergencies come up, and I don't want to talk about it. It's not any big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not something I need to share with everybody. But I am so glad to be back. And then, I have met the very best in the craft world, and I've also met some of the not so best, but I would say for the most part we have a really nice community. With that said, this card here that I made on live sometime last month, this sparked, hi Tanya, this sparked a whole new beast in me. So I made this paper. Now it is printed on white. I inked it with brown, like vintage photo or something, okay? But it sparked something in me. I wanted to learn how to make paper. So I did. So prior to that, my friend Lisa was making all of our paper, and she will continue, I'm sure, to make paper and contribute and all those things. So none of that's gone away. So if you're like a super fan of Lisa and her papers, they're not going anywhere, and they're going to be more. But it's unleashed a new thing to me because, when your craft becomes your job, it's no longer your hobby. You know what I mean? So you kind of need to find other things. Like right now, I'm really big into sublimating cups and t-shirts, and now I'm into making paper, and I'm also trying to teach myself how to draw. I'm trying to learn how to graphic design. Oh my God, it's amazing. So anyway, I just want you to know that this card unleashed a beast. But before we show you what it unleashed, we're going to go through the new release. So our release is called Chasing the Sun. And if you know anything about Pajama Crafter Stamps, aka me, it's I love the sun and I love pajamas. So if I'm not in the sun, I want to be in my pajamas. But we haven't had a whole lot of sun in northern Kentucky. So I've been really salty since November, because every time November comes, I get really upset that it's summer, that winter, it's going to be winter. And then it's winter hasn't left. So anyway, it was pretty yesterday. I'm thankful for that. And anyway, so we are chasing the sun. Now with that, you can imagine that there's probably a lot of beaches, but for a lot of people, chasing the sun also means going to the mountains or going to the woods and camping. And, some people are have beehives, other people are into flowers, all those things. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of everything. Just because I'm a sun lover and a beach lover doesn't mean that you are. So Jane's Doodles, as I announced a while ago, came on as one of our new illustrators. Well, this is her first stamp set with us. This is the Bruno Beekeeper. So you get this cute little tree with beehive, and then it's got some other pieces. We'll get to it. But and then you see this paper in the background. We're going to talk about that here in a second too, because like I said, we unleashed a beast. And then this stamp has been a stamp in the making for a long time. So Lisa and I had put together Tanya, you're correct. As crafters, we want to do all the things. So when Lisa and I were making Happy Flappy, which Happy Flappy is our second most top selling stamp, we were going to release this one. And when you start making sentiments, you get really slap happy sometimes, and you come across some things that there are things that come out of your mouth, and there are things that get a little sarcastic and a little punny. And we kept on saying, Mother Puffer. And then I told my husband about it, and he's like, oh, no, we can't put that out because that's going to make somebody mad. And I am sure it's going to make somebody mad. I understand. It is all in good fun. But so we made Mother Puffer, which is this cute little guy. And he was only supposed to be a 2x3 stamp set. He was just supposed to be an add-on that I was going to give away for free. And then it turned into a 4x6 stamp, and it's part of the collection. So I made this with our dang yikes, whoa, I think I might have said that, auto sync die. And this was my craft roulette card. So for craft roulette this last week, we had to do a 5x7 card. We had to use 1980s colors. We had to use arches, and we had to use an interjection. So what better than a whoa, a dang, a yikes? And then so I added like these neon bubbly colors. And I said, nope, not today, on rough day. So you've kind of seen part of the Mother Puffer. So let's get into the stamp sets. Now, I know the thick layer sometimes can be a lot. I've already taken mine out of the packaging. And so with Bruno B, you get Sweet as Honey, Be Brave, 3 little bees, him with this little, I don't know what that thing is. It's the smoker, I guess. That's what I'm calling it. Some flowers, the honey spoon, the honey pot, honey jar, some birds, and the beehive itself, and it says, we are meant to be and you're my honeybee. Now, full disclosure, when I was making this stamp set, that's when the onset of things were happening, and so some of the leaves got cut off. Like, honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell. You would think it was just part of the scene because leaves all the time aren't perfect. However, the manufacturer is remaking that for me, and I will have it like in 3 days. So if you order this stamp set, I will hold on to your order and I will mail it all at one time so that you get all the pieces that are correct. But you can tell from my card right here, this is the leaf right here that got cut off. You can't even tell that. So I'm going to zoom in. Here we go with the seasickness again. If I hadn't told you, you would never have known that those leaves had gotten cut off. So it's not like we've done anything horrible, okay? But I wanted you guys to know that there is going to be a replacement tree, and I'm just going to hang on to it because it's going to be here like by Monday or Tuesday. So, but I always tell you the truth. I'm always transparent. I would hope that you would expect that from me by now. You love that bee set. Me too, Tanya. You wait until you see the papers. I mean, seriously. All right. So now we're at Mother Puffer. And again, he was just supposed to be this little guy and the word Mother Puffer. And you can tell I've already used it. So it says, nope, not today. You're one bad Mother Puffer. Rough day. Keep calm. Stay sensational. Where are my glasses? Oh my God, we do this every day. And they were, okay, they're on my desk. Okay. Gosh, getting old's hard. Keep calm, stay sensational. I'm pumped to wish you a happy birthday. I'm not mad, just inflated. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, which is by Viticus. So people have had an absolute blast with this. I am going to zoom out a little bit more so I have a little more of a room to play with. Okay. I just wanted you to see the leaves. So there's been a lot of fun had with this stamp set. Then one thing that we've noticed, so Tanya, what's happening with, yes, I can send you that, but I'm not getting, so I can send you the tree. But what's going to happen is the manufacturer is just going to send me a new tree with a honey with a hive hanging from it. So as they come in, I will probably be removing the bad stamp, putting the new one in. So like the customer themselves would never know. But yeah, you and I can talk afterwards because you know that we know. Then we came up with, we're noticing that we have some holes in our line for retirement. It's one of them. And so are everyday sentiments. So we came up with mix and match celebration sentiments. And I'm going to be transparent with you again. 4 of us proofread this. The last person was me. I take full responsibility. The buck stops with me. We spelled retirement as retirement. Retirement. I mean, we're truly from Kentucky. We're retirement. So this retirement is being sent to me, and I'll have that by Monday or Tuesday. And that word will be gone, and the right one will be put in there. So if you order this set, I will be replacing it. So I just wanted you to know. But for me to like mail you the stamp set and then 2 days later be charged another set of shipping, me, not you, but for me to pay 2 shipping fees, that's just ridiculous. So we're just gonna hang tight. So this one says, happy anniversary, new birthday on your award. Congratulations, baby, pet, engagement, divorce, home. So happy divorce. I know there are people who actually celebrate that. I absolutely don't celebrate divorce. I think that, you know, we can save pretty much any marriage if we work through it. Pot calling kettle black, just so you know. Graduation, promotion, retirement, wedding day, job, congratulations, happy anniversary, new birthday on your award. So it's basically the same words over again, but in smaller. So you can have like sub sentiment and pre-sub sentiments. And we give you some heart stars and a champagne bottle that has little hearts coming out of it. I think this set is amazing. In fact, one of my design team members literally used the word retirement. And she's a teacher. I'm not calling her out. I am calling you out because you're on here. But she didn't catch it either. So I'm just glad that I caught it. I would have been very embarrassed if you guys had gotten it and it had been spelled wrong. Okay. We need to talk about this stamp set. And I don't have a sample of it, but you guys can go to the Instagram hop along with us, and then you can win a gift voucher to the store, so you might even get it for free, you know. But I brought this to our illustrator, Michelle. Michelle likes to doodle like little characters and cute littles, okay? I came to her with a really real landscape. And I sent her like an AI picture to be very clear. And I said, hey, I think I want something like this. And she's like, I'll try it. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, she knocked it out of the park. So it says, see you soon, which is the name of the stamp set. You've got 3 sets of birds here. Sometimes in the waves of change, we find our true direction. So true. Let your worries wash out with the tide. So originally, these waves were connected to the stamp set, so they weren't 2 different pieces. So what I mean by that is, if you want, I don't know, if you want your steps to the ocean to be up there, you can have like a beach scene, and then it kind of washes up that way. Or you can have it this way. So the way the set was meant to be made originally was this was all going to connect. So you were literally, it was like you were looking at this from the top of the dune and all you saw was the water. But by disconnecting this piece, we made it so that you could use it either way. And I really am all for it when you can come up with a versatile stamp set, because then you can use so many other things. And then Justine blew me out of the freaking water. She paired our beach huts with it. That didn't even cross my mind. So you really have to go do the Instagram hop is what I'm saying. Judy is saying that the See You Soon stamp set is so pretty. See You Soon is chef's kiss. I'm in love. Anyway, I wanted you guys to see this one. I know that Michelle is extremely proud of herself. So she actually by day designs like the manuals for like furniture and closets and stuff. She's like a, that kind of a person. And then she got into this doodling. Like her ultimate thing is she wants to be a stamp designer, which she's doing for me, and that's amazing. But she did not know she could do this. And when like she showed everybody at her work, she's like, does this look real? Can you believe I drew this? And then she sent it to me, and I'm like, girl, just add it to my bill. So, okay. So then this is the stamp set that she originally was going to draw. And it's the beach huts. The beach huts are darling. So you've got, you can color them however you want. And you can use that water and make a beach scene where it looks like you're looking out onto the water, or you can have the water behind you. I don't know why you'd ever want the water behind you, but you do you, boo. But it says, warm birthday wishes, life is better at the beach, love you to the beach and back. And then this is sandy toes, salty kisses, and seashell wishes. Then we threw some shells in there. And then this piece of driftwood with the shells. My design team member, Betsy, who I'm surprised isn't on here, she did one that she did on, I think the pebbled cardstock or craft cardstock. She did it in pencil, and it's absolutely stunning. I used to be on design teams where like the owners would color stuff, and then I'd be like, well, I don't want to color it because I can't make it look like that. I never thought I was good enough. With me being out of town for as long as I was, I didn't get to color this stuff. And by the time I saw what my team did with it, I said, how am I supposed to top this? How am I supposed to compete with this? Not that it's a competition, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, then Michelle, okay, hold on. Then we made this net. Darren did this for me, and it's supposed to look like a casted net. It will look really good with I Want to Be Like You, this fishing set from last month with the Father's Day. But how cool would this be to pair with all of these? I mean, like make it look like a wharf. Even if you only did this much of it, that actually could look like pool water or like ocean water, like the reflection on the water. So there are so many things that you can do with this net, but come on, just the way it looks right this second is amazing. I'm going to say it's amazeballs. That's what my kids say. Anyway, Pam says she's adding to her cart left and right. That's hysterical. Judy is saying that she loves the beach huts. Yeah, I love this entire release. So Justine has been very kind and has been asking anybody who is new. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. You have hit Pajama Crafter Stamps maybe by surprise or maybe for the first time. I am Joy. I am the crazy lady behind the pajamas. Normally I'm in pajamas. I got dressed for you today. I even put a little bit of makeup on. And I just want to say thank you for being with us. If you are new, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, because then you'll always know when we're live, and that, because I'm always giving away free tips and tricks. I just brought on a new video team. So like once a week, you're going to see somebody besides my ugly grub up here. But Michelle drew this for me. I'm sure she drew it for you too, but she drew it for me. Because I love pajamas. And when you think of summers, let's go back to like when we were kids. We always were having slumber parties. And my grandkids too. And what summer would be complete without pajama party? Now I know the people on my street, like they've got projectors and they like project it onto the back of their houses or onto their garages, and it's like they have a fire pit and like the slumber parties are like off the hook. Those weren't the kind we had. We just made like our forts, like our blanket forts inside of our house, because or we did the rough camping, whatever. But slumber parties were a thing. So we've got this. So we've got, of course, this lady here who's just lounging on the couch with her book kind of like falling on the floor because she fell asleep. But I think this elephant in his little pajamas holding the teddy bear is my favorite. And then this little Yanni cat freaking is just darling. Then we've got the cute little puppy in his striped pajamas, and it says, I don't rise and shine, I caffeinate and hope for the best. Amen, sister. And then we've got Pajama Power activated. And then we've got this little panda with this little heart pajama onesie. And it says, born to lounge, forced to work. We can all relate. And then life is better in pajamas. Absolutely. My life is way better in pajamas. And then you're fabulous. Don't ever change out of your pajamas. So this was truly, this made me extremely happy. And I hope that you guys can have grandkids or kids that will enjoy it. So hi, Brian. So going back to this piece of paper that I made, didn't know that I made, it sparked something in me and I wanted to learn how to make pattern paper. So I did. All right, so here we go. This is the vintage Americana. So last release we put out the baseball paper, which again is red, white, and blue. And in my opinion, you can't have enough red, white, and blue because we're a veteran-owned company and that's just what we do. I'm going to take a drink. I'm getting a little bit froggier than normal. And after all, this is lunch and chat. Okay, excuse me. So you get 24 double-sided papers, which means you get 4 each. So here's that flag. So when I told you that it sparked something, it really did. And it really did start out on white paper. I just inked it up, so you can do the same thing. Like that, you can this is not rocket science. You can absolutely recreate the wheel here. On the back side, this is like parts of the flag, and then it's got like a wood theme, and then I put some other textures over it. But isn't that, here, let's get this out of the way. This is making, well, I'm just gonna put that here for right now. But you can see like the wood in there. So I mean, depending on where you crop it, where you cut it, it can be whatever you want. But this is just a really cool, vintagey, vibey paper. And again, you get 4 of those. So let's fast forward. And then this kind of reminded me, you know, obviously of shiplap, but being from Kentucky, there are a lot of white barns and they all have stars on them or some sort of emblem. So I put in this like a striped vintage, you know, country chic star, and then I splattered the bejesus out of it because, well, why not? Because it's fun. But again, we're depending on, there's that car. Depending on where you crop it, you either can use the stars, not use the stars. Even if you just cut this stripe out with the stars, you could do that as an embellishment on your paper, on your projects, and it would be amazing. So there's a lot you can do with this. And then of course, I'm just giving you some red. Now this is a fade. It started out this color and I made it into a fade. And then I added splatters because splatters are my thing. Okay. This one kind of makes me happy. And again, it kind of has a little bit of a like wood texture to it that's been like distressed and painted over. And then you've got like these 3D stars, but they kind of remind me of leaves too. I mean, they're like really cool. And I don't even know what possessed this, but like there are certain paper companies that I hoard because I don't want to cut into it. I legit don't want to cut into this because I just want to pet it. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just love it, which is why you get 4 of them. And then, of course, I had to add the We the People with some flags and Americana stuff, and then I distressed it even more. Either you love this or you hate it. I love America and I love everything about America. It's good, it's bad, it's ugly. And I know that there's some stuff going on. But no matter what, I am going to love this country, and I am always going to celebrate it. So if this paper pack makes you mad, I don't want to hear about it. Just don't email me about it, okay? But if you want to email me about it, tell me how much you love it, you can. All right. So Justine's like, cut into it, love and use it, girl. I should. All right. Then, of course, I gave you some navy blue, and I just put a little bit of distressing in gray. So then this piece, Tanya, you'll maybe recognize what I'm going to say. There is a barn close to where I live that's called Kentucky. And they have a white barn, but if I was going to picture this huge barn, like distressed, I could see like all the paint peeling. Now their barn is pristine, so please don't, I'm not saying anything about Kentucky. Their farm is stunning. But I could see this like on an old country barn where the stars and the stripes are kind of like peeling. And I think that this is amazing. I think this would be, like, I don't want to cut it, but I love it. But I can't really, it's just my thing. Okay, then I'm going to give you polka dots because I'm a polka dot girl. And I put some like brocade over it, and just to break it up so it had some design. That way it could kind of serve as a polka dot, but you could also use it as a neutral. And then I had to go crazy, and I gave you like the circus, bam, the big burst with the spots, but I made sure it was distressed so it looked like the vintage. Do you like it, Tanya? I'm in love with it. So, and then I had to give you a good gingham because, girl, I'm a gingham girl. And of course, I put some brown distressing in there because I needed it to match. And then I'm a diagonal stripe freak. So I gave you some navy blue on this parchment looking, and then I distressed it. So I am proud of this. I really am. But it all started because of that. And that was last month's release. Okay, that eagle. Y'all have seen that eagle. Okay, so then we're going to move into the beach vibes because you know that I'm a beachy person. I didn't say the B word. I said beachy, you bad people. Beach as in the ocean. Okay. So again, 24 double-sided. So you get 4 of 12 designs. And Lisa started some of this, and I took some of the stuff that she put together, and then I added my own elements to it. So this is my paper, girls. So my favorite outfit when I was in high school was this color, like salmon color, with like a let's just say Uncharted Mariner, like from Distress Oxide. It's not like that beachy blue, but not quite. You'll see. So anyway, we've got these cute little crabs, and they've got the polka dots and the stripes because, they're cute. Who doesn't like that? And then I just gave you a linen colored paper so that you would have a solid, because I always think that we need solids to go with our papers. And what's really cool about paper packs is that everything kind of matches. So this is what I was talking about, like that denim blue jean, like that. I just love this color. And then I added the, that reddish salmon-y colored stars, and then some script stuff. I don't even know what it says. You just need to know I don't know what it says. Then on the back, you got an even lighter linen. I don't know if you guys can see that. But again, I don't want to give you all busy stuff. Because let's face it, like ocean stuff gets kind of like, like beat up. It gets, sun drenched. It becomes weathered. Weathered's the word. Then I gave you these crazy stripes, and these are all nautical ropes. You're either going to love this one or you're going to hate it. I think it's kind of interesting. And then I gave you the peach that matches the back, like the front and the back. And it does have a linen texture on it. It's real hard to see, I think, on camera. But it's very, very pretty in person. And then you get the same thing in that same, like, that blue, man. Same ropes. I must have really been into ropes. I wanted to make a rope stencil for this. release and I ran out of time. And then you've got the blue to match it. Like, I am trying to give you solids to use with your patterns. And the girls, I love boys and girls. I am loving this one. So of course we've got the compass, and then no, this is not like the world or like the globe. It's just some weird pattern, but it kind of reminds me of land masses. And then I splattered, because you know I need to splatter. It's actually got the red from the other papers, and it's got the blues, like a darker hue of it. On the back, I'm trying to find it. This is beautiful. I don't know, we might need to zoom in for this one. I've got my glasses on, so it's really hard for me to tell. Okay. This is a shiplap. And then it has all the delicate shells intertwined with that. I did not splatter, I did not distress at all, because honestly, I just think it's a really good paper. This is maybe my favorite one. Okay. Then we have, just like the beginning, stripes. We use the same crabs, but we actually changed where some of the stripes are blue and some of them are that peachy salmon color. My dog just knocked over the garbage can. You okay, bud? And then we've got the polka dots in it because I'm a polka dot girl. Then let's look at the back. It's the same as the previous one. It's on the wood, like the whitewashed wood, and it's got the blue shells in it. Be still my heart. Honest to God, I don't know which of these two paper packs are my favorite. Okay. Now for the last but not least, this is the bee's knees. And I'm going to have full transparency with you because I had never done paper on my own before. I did have someone show me the ropes and help me out with this paper pack. This person asked to remain anonymous and wanted me to take all the credit. I am not the kind of person that takes all the credit, so I'm just going to say I tweaked a thing or two, but really this was about me learning how to set up a paper pack, just so you know. And it's a magnificent pack. So again, 24, 4 of each design. You know what, Tanya, if you're still on here, we should really make some bee cards, and we should put that next to, we should put those next to your honeys in your store. Just saying. You totally need to sell these in your store. Just saying. All right. So we've got the large honeycomb with realistic bees, and it's got a tag that it says honey on it, and I just love this realistic bee. And then you've got the daisy, and then of course you've got the little zoomies. Okay, I already used this piece of paper. I didn't realize I had put that in there. So I always put my unused pieces back in so that I don't waste it. I never throw it away. So if it's like a big enough piece, I do that. And then on the back side of the large one, you get the exact same print but in small. So like if you're a scrapbooker, then you've got more than one size that you can use. But this is perfect for card. Either one is perfect for card making. But I wanted you to be aware that you're purposely getting this same print but with 2 different sizes depending on what kind of platform you use. Okay. And just seeing the yellows in this are amazing. They are. Agreed. Then you're getting this. I don't know which one is my favorite. This speaks to me. You've got the deep, rich golds, and then you got this buttery yellow, and then the bees aren't black and white. They're like brown and gold, and they're just really vintagey, beautiful. I can't stop with this. Then you got pretty much the same design, but with no bees. So that way you have multiple ways to use it, okay? Then, of course, you've got some buttery yellow because everybody needs a solid in their life. On the back side, you've got sunflowers. You've got little hexagon like to be honeycombs. And then look at these bees with these like blue, with these blue wings. Just stunning. And I say that because I'm not the one that made it. So Brian says he just loves a great bee paper pack. Yep. Me too. So I showed you the yellow on the back side. And then of course you've got the honeycombs with the spoons. And you've got the realistic bees. I really wanted realistic bees. I know that the last one, like with the blue wings, we stretched it a hair. But look at these like little honey jars. Again, Tanya. Okay. Tanya, what I was saying is you've got that whole shelf or, frontage area of nothing but your honeys and stuff in your store. We totally need to make bee and honey cards, and we need to put them in your store next to that honey, because I think it would draw people to your honey. Like, I think they'd be like, oh, what is that? Because they're seeing something graphic-y. And I think it would, just my opinion, just saying. And then remember that blue from the wings over here? We gave you a solid blue, and there is no texture in this one, so this is just a solid blue, and it matches perfectly. Hey, Jana, good to see you, girl. I haven't seen you in a minute, because I haven't been around. Not because you all haven't. And then we have this just good old honeycomb that we all expect, and it's a nice, bright, amber honeycomb. And then on the back, because if you know, you know, there's always gonna be a polka dot. So these polka dots actually are just a little distressed, and I like it because I'm all for it, because it's just a little different. And then remember, I told you get a large and you get a small. So if you're a scrapbooker or if you're a card maker, they fit. So exact same one, much larger. I don't know which one I like better. I think they both have their place. And then of course you get a nice diagonal paper that's black, white, and yellow. I think this is a fun release, you guys. And I know that I say this is my favorite release, but this is right up there. Like, I'm real happy with this release. What I'm unhappy about is the fact that I didn't get to craft with it ahead of time, because I was out of town for quite a few days and whatnot. So you will see more papers from me. I have to figure out what I want. That and I need to find all the time. But that's a me problem, not a you problem. I just hope that you enjoy the papers as much as I do. But isn't it funny how the whim of not having a paper that you wanted to go with a stamp turns into, I want to make paper now. So here I am. I'm making paper. But so tell me, which is your favorite paper pack? I'm just curious, and it's not going to hurt my feelings, because everybody has a different taste. I feel like everybody liked the bees, and I think everybody seemed to like the Americana. But I'm just curious which the favorite is. I mean, once people start buying it up, I'll know real fast which one the favorite is. I will tell you that this release is already going crazy. I sent out the newsletter at 8 o'clock this morning, and I got like orders like that. I was shocked. Anytime you put out a release, it's always a gamble, because you never know what people want, if it's what they're looking for, if they already have it, and you're always like release day is the most the night before release day is the most nerve-wracking, because it's like you just want people to love it, And apparently you all liked this one, and I'm saying that because of the purchases. Okay. There are some things going on at Pajama Crafter Stamps that I thought you should know. Michelle, hi Betsy, Michelle Langley. Hi, that's my puppy shaking his head. Michelle Langley and Judy, who's our design team coordinator, they have started a card sketch challenge. And it is being hosted on our Pajama Crafter Stamps and Friends Facebook page. It is a private page, so you'll have to join it. But part of it is that we would really like to see what our customers are actually like crafting. Okay? And so if you go over there and you join and you upload a card to the June album, then at least that's all good. Hi Lisa, hi Betsy, if I didn't say it already. Then if you join it, at the end of the month, one lucky person, hopefully we have more than one person participate, will be a winner of some prizes, and I'm not sure what those are going to look like. The other thing that's going on right now, there's so many things. We are having an Instagram hop going on right now. So if you hop along all of the participants, it starts with Pajama Crafter and it goes on down the line, then you are eligible to win a $20 gift, I'm sorry, not gift card, but store voucher, which you can use on anything in the store. So that's out there, and it goes for a week. And then, so there's a lot of, like I said, I didn't get to color everything I'm going to be coloring today because, I'm excited about this. Really, I love everything I'm looking at. So I'm going to color this week, or today, but if you have a week to play, but then you get more inspiration because I haven't given you any so far. And then you could win a gift voucher. So I've already given you a way to win 2 different ways on, or to win some free product. And who doesn't love free these days? It's not like free's not cool, And then at the end of the month, we're going to be in Lakeland, Florida for Stamp Fest, which for all of you local people, it doesn't matter. But for you Floridians that are close to the Tampa, Orlando, Lakeland area, come say hi to me. We've got a really cool make and take. You get to meet the other half, and he does all of the make and takes, and it's free. And everybody likes free make and take, and it's a pretty one. What else? Lisa, am I forgetting anything else? Bye, Justine. Love you. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like there's one more. Oh! We are super sponsors for Craft Roulette, which is on Friday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern. So check that out. Justine, who just left the live from the audience, she is going to be on June 27th. And she's no doubt going to use Pajama Crafter Stamps stuff because, well, she's just a super supporter of me, and I'm very thankful for it. So I'm just coloring to give you some content besides throwing, my videos down here, or my stuff down your throat, because I totally believe that, if you watch my coloring or my videos, I'm always giving away free tips and tricks. And I'm talking like stuff that I paid a lot of money to learn, I give away for free. The only downside is that you actually have to listen to my froggy voice. And I can't help that. Oh, did you guys see this? Do I have one? Where did it go? Did you see our new embellishment boats? Now I need to, okay, here. So these have lines in them. And you get 3 of them for $1.99. Like, you really can't beat that price. Too bad I'm using green on green. But now you know my favorite color. All you do is kind of like tap it. And they fall into the channels and they flip up. So then you can just pick it up with your pickup stick. Like so. And glue it onto your card. So it just makes it really easy. So these are relatively new to the shop. These gemstones are new to the shop too. These are the peridot. And they are glass crystal. They're very pretty. And I highly recommend them, not just because I sell them, but because they're really pretty. And very nice quality. I was so flattered. At the last expo I was at, we were doing a make and take, and we had multiple people ask us, do you sell those embellishments? Because yours are shinier than everybody else's. And I'm like, what? And it happened to be a set that I hadn't. I think it's the crystal one. And everybody's like, and there were stores that are like known for their embellishments at Expo. And people were like, we want yours because yours are sparkling way more than anybody else's. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or say that mine are better than anybody else's, because come on, be real. That's not true. It's just that they really liked it. It could have been just the way the light was hitting, but they really are pretty. And I don't carry things in the store that I personally don't want to use. Does that make sense? But again, use what you have in your stash too, you know? This is not an easy time for anybody. I think it's going to get better. I truly do. Because I have faith. But I think that, you know, it doesn't fall short on me that money's tight for folks. So I just use C5 and C3, and I guess his quote-unquote hands would be gray. And I'm going to give him slippers instead of not painting, but coloring his feet gray. Now, if he was me, he'd be barefoot. And then this is C1. Oh, yeah. So, thanks, Lisa. That's why I have friends here. Lisa says that one thing that's nice about Pajama Crafter gemstones is we have like 3 sizes in our mixes. So you kind of get a small, medium, large, because not every project wants that really like big one. Now I'm putting a little bit of gray on the outside of his ears, because I know that it's the cute thing to do, that everybody wants to make their ears pink, which I'm getting ready to do, so don't think I'm not. But in reality, I think they're actually like gray. I think. I don't care. Do you care? It's on my make-believe world. But we're going to give him some cheeks. And another thing that we've got going on, because I extended it for a while, is that if you place an order, you'll get a random 10-pack of slimline envelopes until they're gone. So once the supplies are gone, they're gone. But I think there's some blue, there's some red, there's some pink, there's some yellow, there's some lime green. Got a little bit of everything. So, just so that you're aware. And this is R11. And I'm going to go back over that whole thing with that C1. So you put in a bright color, if you need to knock it back using a gray, so like if you don't have like all the colors, you like, okay, here we go, a free lesson here. We're going to use a color that you all can see. Hi Jane, how are you? So I always like to give away some information here. Here's the card I made with your stamp set, Jane. As soon as I say that, I just lost it on my desk. Hold on. He's so cute. So you've got this R22, right? But say you don't have all the colors in your of Copics and you need to add shading. I just had an animal come walking in my room and I'm like, who is that? So this is the C5. And that's way too dark to really tone that, right? Because that C5 has way more pigment in it than an R22. But let's start feathering in a C3. Do you see how we're changing that color? And it's because Copics are translucent, meaning you can build over them. So I'm literally changing that pink without having to add any other. Your BV20 family is a really good one to do that with. Then if it washes it out too much, you can go right back over it. But do you see how I got a gradient there with just one color? So this C5 is not a good example, and I wanted you to see that the C5 isn't good for such a light color, but I literally could do shadows with a C3, a C1, and you could keep going with that. So when you have people like me who have to have all the colors, you really don't have to have all the colors. You can get by with, God, it's hard for me to say it. I can't say it. You can get by with less colors. Oh, my heart just sank. My heart just sank saying that. You guys, I'm a full set syndrome girl. You know that by now. So we're going to give this cute little guy a yellow shirt. And this is my Y08. This is going to be my darkest color. Okay. So under this little guy's rear end, there would be a shadow. There's not a lot of real estate here, so it's not like we have to go super wild with it. So now I'm going to come in with a Y04. And I think I'm going to do a YOO, a yo. I'm channeling my inner Michelle Langley, since she's the one that drew this. I feel like she totally would be, she's like a yellow, like a sunshine yellow. And then I think her handles create some sunshine or something. So she does like a light blue and a yellow all the time. So Jane Doodles just popped on here. She is our newest illustrator. She did Bruno, which is out right now. And then she's got 2 more that are coming out next month. And she's got 2 or 3 more. Am I right? Is it 2 or is it 3? She's got at least 2 more next month. She's got at least 2 in August coming out. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. Like, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody. And I was asked a long time ago, like, what do you see the vision of the company being? And I said, well, I don't want it to be like all the same. I said, because when I look at my craft room, I have stuff in my personal stash that's from every company under the sun. And I have watercolors, and I have pencils, and I have sprays, and I have Copics, and I have, well, what don't I have? So I didn't want to get pinpointed down to only carrying like one illustrator, one style. Like, if you hate anime and the only thing I carry is anime, you're gonna hate it. You're never gonna come back. But if I have maybe one or two anime stamp sets, then I have cute little doodles like this, and then maybe I have like my basketball player or my fisherman that are like realistic, and they look like your dad or your brother. Then you're gonna like go, what is she coming back with next time? And maybe I want to see what she's doing. And that's the whole goal, is that you guys stay engaged, that we become friends. So since I already had that R22 out, we're going to go ahead and just make a little pink bear. And I gave him a pink cuff. So Judy Van Zant is saying variety is really good. I agree. And I've done a really bad job, and I'm going to be honest, about keeping some of my releases cohesive. And it's because I bought a company that was already in existence, okay? And when you do that, it's really hard, and then you rebrand it. Like, you want to bring in what you have, but you also have to look at, what kind of holes you have in your line. So what was really missing in my line on this, we needed some cute little pajama people, because that's what I do. I'm a pajama crafter, but we really needed a really good sentiment set. So Lisa made a really good sentiment set. And then you're like, well, you brought out nautical stuff. I absolutely did, with these little critters and with the bees. But summer for me looks like so many things. How can you say summer is just the beach? Because at my house, the first time I took my husband to this is the honest country. Hi, Gracie, we hear you. That's the bird saying bird things. The first time I took my husband to the beach, and I wish this wasn't true, he goes, why do I want to sit in a litter box? Meaning the sand, like the sand. He goes, and why do I want to sit and swim in the pee, in the fish pee? I was devastated. I was like, who did I marry, and how do I get rid of him? Because I was like, I'm a beach girl. I was so devastated. And then the first time I took him to an amusement park, which I don't know why I don't have a roller coaster, because I need a roller coaster, because that's what I do at least once a week, so I can get my adrenaline rush. My husband, if it's over 3 feet tall, he's afraid to get on it. So I have a conversation all the time, like, God, how did you give me a husband that doesn't like this stuff? So that's kind of how I tackle stuff when it comes to what's my summer release gonna be? What's my Christmas release gonna be? And I'm okay. We're gonna address this now. I am a summer girl. I am a sun girl. Christmas in July makes my skin crawl. I love Christmas. I'm not judging anybody who loves Christmas in July. In July, I want to see starfish, and I want to see the ocean, and I want to play volleyball, and I want to do all the things. So, we are doing Christmas in August because it was more palatable to my tongue. If it were up to me, we wouldn't do Christmas until November. But that's not realistic because everybody starts crafting way, way, way before November. I don't. I do all my Christmas crafting in November. But I know that that's not realistic, so hey. So I just thought I'd tell you, you can look for Christmas in August because it's not happening in July because I personally can't do it. And you know what? I'm learning, you know how they say it's my party, I'll craft, I want to. It's my company and I'll do what I want to. Okay, so I just put a little bit of blue in his pants and I'm going to leave them white. We actually could just do a C1 all the way across. And for you guys on camera, I probably can't even tell. But isn't he cute? He's just so stinking cute. So, my voice is about shot. We're right at an hour. And I personally, when I watch a live that's more than an hour, I click off of it because it makes me crazy. I don't have the attention span. I tried to watch one that was over 3 hours the other day. And I lasted a whole 23 minutes and I'm like, I'm out. So I always want to be cognizant of your time. And I thank you so much for hanging out with me. I want you to know that I am incredibly blessed that I get to do what I love every single day. And the reason I get to do it is because of you and because of my husband. Because he saw it was my dream. He saw that it was my hobby. He saw that it was my passion. And he made it happen. But honestly, neither one of us could do it without you guys. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me. That listened to me, that listened to my froggy voice, because this is as good as it gets, and I'm sorry for it. Sorry, not sorry. But I am forever grateful to you guys, and I hope that that is never lost. And if it is, I want you to remind me now. If you do not like my Americana paper, do not message me. I want to know. Anything else, you can tell me. Okay, alright, I'm going to laugh. I am going to share this with you because I literally was dumbfounded. I sent out a newsletter on Wednesday as a teaser saying that we were having a new release, and then I updated people saying that we were going to be featured on Craft Roulette, and that my design team member was going to be on Craft Roulette, and I let them know that hold on a minute. I don't know if I can change this scene or not, so you don't have to keep looking at my hands. Probably the amount of time it takes me to I think here. Okay, let's see. Does it? I don't know. We'll see. On my end, it looks like it changes, but I can't tell. So, I had a customer, after I gave all the updates about Craft Roulette, letting them know about Jane, letting them know about Stamp Fest, letting them know about all those things. I actually had someone say to me, I can't get this camera straight. I never get this right. Anyway, that, do you actually sell anything? And I sat there dumbfounded. And I said, how do I answer this? It was probably the one email where I was just saying, hey, how are you? And this is what we're doing. And wasn't looking to, throw anything down anybody's throat. It was more of a, hey, I'm here. I miss you. I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks because of all the stuff that I had going on. And I had someone say, do you actually sell something? And I'm going, yes. Everything that I just sent you had links. Everything had pictures. And it's coming from a company email that you subscribe to. And I swear to God, I did not know what to say. I was absolutely dumbfounded. Okay? I'm not calling this person out or who they're out. Honestly, I don't remember what the email address was. They said, hey, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm like, I'm so glad you found us. I said, absolutely, we do sell stuff. And I gave them the web address. I said, I hope to see you at some of my lives or whatever. But I was dumbfounded. How many emails do you get a day where somebody is trying to throw product down your throat? And all I was saying was, hey, we're going to be on Craft Roulette. Hey, we're going to be in Stamp Fest. Come say hi. Go follow my design team because they rock, that kind of thing. And they were rude. I have never sent an email like that to anybody in my life. And if that person's watching, I'm not trying to call you out or to be rude back to you. I truly had to think on how to respond to you because I do my darndest to actually respond. And when I was in the middle of a family emergency that required a family member to be airlifted, I got an email saying, do you actually saw anything? I just felt terrible. So if you never buy anything from me, it's fine. I am here to hang out with you. I am here to share my love of crafting with you. If you can learn something from me, awesome. If I can learn something from you, awesome. And what I have absolutely learned from everybody that I've ever come in contact with since I've owned a company is humility, being humble. So with that being said, I want you all to have the absolute best weekend that you can. I want you to hug your family tight. Tell them that you love them. Life is short. You never know what's going to happen from day to day. And if you love my release and you want to support a small veteran company that literally works out of a spare bedroom, then by God, I would love to have your sale. But if you don't ever buy anything from me, just thank you for being my friend. And I mean that. And I'm in it to, obviously I have to pay the bills. I can't keep putting out stamps, but this has always been about community and it's always been about loving people. And I hope that comes across to everybody that meets me. Sometimes I can be a little snappy and a little sassy, but for the most part, I really do love people. And I do my best to not respond in a sharp way to emails. I can't even believe I'm talking to you guys about it, but it just hit me on a day that my heart already was hurt. And I was doing the best I could just to send out an email and say, I miss you guys. So be safe, have fun, come back and see me on Tuesday at 6 p.m. because I will be back to my lives until I go to my shows. All right, bye, and I'm staying spicy per Betsy. Love you guys.